There are 5 types of YouTube comments, beginning with the most notorious troll. Now, unfortunately, in this blatant era of trollphobia, many people stereotype trolls and put them all into the same category. But I am here to tell you that there are actually many races of trolls. First of all, you have the envy troll, and this might be the one that comes to mind for most of us. And this is a person who hasn't done anything successful in their lives. And so when they see someone who is successful and who is building something, then they become jealous. And out of anger, they try to say something that will discourage this person and knock them down from their success so that they fall into the vat of misery that the envy troll lives in. And so the envy troll might look at someone and make a comment and say something, "Oh, this video sucks. That's why you only have 1,000 subscribers." Meanwhile, you click on their channel and you see that even though they've made 5,000 videos, they only have 2 subscribers. So they have no room to talk or make judgment at all, but they are simply haters and they want to bring you down to their level. But next, you have the power troll. And this is the person that is the complete opposite of the envy troll. Whereas the envy troll is someone who is weak themselves, the power troll looks for weak content creators. And they say something that they know this weak content creator is going to be triggered by. And they become intoxicated with the power they have to manipulate the creator's feelings and emotions. They like being the puppet master, and so they say things that they know will get a rise out of this content creator. And I'm sad to say that out of all the trolls, this is the one that I can most identify with. And I'm even more sad to say that unfortunately, my oldest daughter seems to have inherited this gene from me, because she is pretty much the only person that can get a true annoyed reaction from me. And that girl, she likes to dig in and see me triggered. And then she laughs and giggles but I guess I'm reaping what I have sown throughout my life. And so I'm trying to clean up my act. Maybe she will do hers as well one day. But then number 3, you have the egghead troll. And this is an interesting person because they are both weak and strong at the same time. So this is a person in most of their lives, they have been a failure. But they do have a lot of knowledge about something. And so they like to utilize that power that they have to put themselves above others. And so something they might do, they might watch a 10-minute video that is trying to condense a topic that could be covered in hours and hours of video. And they'll look at this video, and even though they understand that this creator surely couldn't cover everything in 10 minutes, they'll say something like, "Actually," and then they'll make some obscure point that is true and that the content creator probably is aware of, but again, isn't going to mention in a small video. But when they are able to interject something that wasn't in the video or make some kind of what they would say is a correction to some fact, maybe the content creator made a general statement about something and they bring up, actually, there's this 1 in a billion exception. And they just feel this sense of power because they were able to show off their knowledge. Now, the other type of race troll is also similar, where they have some weakness and strength at the same time, and this is the Karen troll. Now, this can also be known as the white knight troll or the virtue signal troll. And so what they do is they look for videos where someone makes some kind of statement that then they can raise some kind of moral judgment on. And they like to throw around terms like racism or misogyny or woke, can come from both sides of the political aisle. And they just like to make these judgments and feel this sense of moral superiority. Now, like a Karen would go to a manager, someone who trolls like this, and this has been something that's been heated up in the YouTube community recently, they might go to YouTube and report a creator for certain types of violations. But again, they have a mixture of this strength and weakness, just like the egghead troll does. So how do you deal with trolls? Well, I think there's two ways that you can do it. The first is simply to ignore them. So trolls are hungry, and what they feed on is your negative reaction. And so when you react in some kind of triggered way to the troll, oh man, that's a tasty meal. And so they just eat it and they eat it. And the more you react to the troll, the more they get their bellies filled, and the more they actually then begin to grow. But if you start ignoring the troll, you don't give them the emotional reaction they want, then all of a sudden they start going a little bit hungry. And when they don't get food from you anymore, they say, well, hey, the well is dried up here, and they'll move on. And hopefully if enough people ignore them, then they'll just give up their trolling ways in general. Now, the other way to deal with a troll is my personal favorite, and this is to poison the food that you give the troll. And so the way you do this is, instead of reacting negatively and like you're triggered, actually give some positive feedback to the troll, because what they really want is for you to be angry. And so something you could do like this, they're like, oh, your channel sucks, it's only got 1,000 subscribers. And then you do some self-deprecation and be like, yeah, man, I'm not that great, or something like that. And then kind of agree with what they're saying. And it actually makes them mad. And they don't like this. They're like, no, I wanted a negative reaction. This is underneath this. And then it actually ends up harming them, and they get sick themselves, and then they get triggered. And there's no better feeling than that. And maybe that's because I'm a power troll, that I love to manipulate the trolls. I mean, that's really fun to me. And maybe it shouldn't be. Again, I'm trying to give up a little bit of my trolly ways, but it is what it is. Now, before I get to the next type of comment, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, of course, I'd appreciate it if you consider doing so now. Now, the second type of comment is the support comment. And this person is the complete opposite of the envy troll. Whereas the envy troll is trying to tear you down, the support comment is trying to build you up. And these are the type of comments that us content creators live for. They really help keep us going. I can't tell you the number of times where I've put out a video and it's not really performing well, so I start second guessing myself and thinking, should I even keep making YouTube videos? Nobody cares, nobody's watching. Why am I wasting all my time doing this? And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the support comment comes to the rescue, and it says something, for me especially, that's really specific, not simply like, oh, great video. And I appreciate any comment that's supportive. Even great video is great. But the ones that really strengthen me is where it comments on something specific, like, oh, this point you made is something I hadn't thought about before. I found it really interesting. And although the envy troll has been trying to bring me down, or the lack of views is actually bringing me down, the support comment, again, starts building me up. And so I'm so thankful for the support comments, especially the people who watch pretty much every video and leave a kind comment. There's people who have been with me since, it seems like day one. And there are several people that I could point to in that category. I'm going to mention one that I really appreciate because they always leave a pretty detailed, specific comment. And I don't think it's anyone I've shouted out before on any of my videos, but I really appreciate the comments from just your average geeks. If you want to go back and see how to be a good support commenter, go and look back at the comments he's made on previous videos of mine. And so I really appreciate you, Dave. And this is, of course, how you respond to the support comment. You want to show appreciation and be thankful and grateful and acknowledge, hey, these are the things that make doing YouTube worthwhile. Now, the third type of comment cleverly disguises itself as a support comment, but in fact, it's a completely different animal because it is the simp comment. Now, like the support comment, it leaves positive, encouraging messages, but its intentions are very different. In fact, it's basically the mirror image of the troll. So the troll is looking for a reaction from someone that they see is more successful than them, at least the envy troll. But the simp is also looking for a reaction from someone who's more successful than them. But instead of trying to bring that person down, they're trying to climb their way up. And so other ways you can think of them as to be suck-ups or flatterers. And it's really subtle. And sometimes it's missed. Sometimes people can seem to be supporters, but they're it's just a weird vibe. You kind of know when you see it. And it's not a hard rule to define something as a support, but you just kind of know it. You know what I mean? So this person kind of leaves messages that maybe seem kind of stalkerish, or maybe they'll leave paragraphs crying out for attention. And again, this is what's tricky, because sometimes a support comment can actually be a long comment and really well thought out. But the support comment usually is genuinely trying to add to a conversation, or they say something witty or something like that, where the simp comment, once again, is just, it's almost creepy, and they're just, again, kind of flattering and saying how great the content creator is. And again, as a content creator, you want support, but there's somewhere where a line gets crossed. And I almost didn't even bring up this comment because I don't want support commenters to think I'm labeling them simps, because there is certainly a real distinction, and hopefully everybody gets that distinction. I don't know. I know, and again, it's something like I know it when I see it. Now, the simp, of course, is someone who would be subscribed to someone on OnlyFans. I'm not, as you can tell, a fan of that. I think it's a weak thing to do, and this might come out as me being a virtue troll. So I'm trying not to do that, to be a Karen troll. But I don't like hitching our wagons to someone just hoping that they're going to drag us up, or just like, oh, if I could just touch the hem of that person's garment, and somehow their power will transfer into me. And I'm kind of rambling here, but hopefully it makes sense. The simp comment is also, you can call it like the pick me comment. Just like, hey, pick me, look at me, notice me. And the sad thing, actually, and this is one of the ways you can maybe tell it's a simp, is that they just leave comment on video after video after video, and the creator often doesn't even like interact with them. Maybe they're a little creeped out. But this person, just for whatever, again, it's kind of like a stalker. Currently I don't have I'm not popular enough to, I don't think, have any simp comments. So if you comment on any of my videos, don't worry, I'm not calling you this, but I see it on some of the larger channels where, I just see this kind of obsession with the creators. And I kind of did a parody of this a couple weeks ago, and hopefully it came across as being satire. When I was kind of talking to my video on Sticky Goose, if you've seen that, and I was like, oh yeah, he didn't mention me, and now I'm crying myself to sleep. I didn't really cry myself to sleep, and hopefully you all know that. But I was trying to show kind of funny version of what that type of person is. Now, the way to deal with a simp comment is similar to the troll, since of course they're, again, mirror opposites of each other, and it's just not to give them any attention. Because once you give them some attention, man, they are never going to stop simping, but they're going to feel like they're your best friend, and you're just going to have some trouble setting some boundaries. Now, the fourth type of comment is the one that probably personally annoys me the most. And not everybody is going to feel this way, and that's fine. You might not feel this way about any of these. These are just my own feelings, and that's the grifter comment. Now, the grifter is commenting on your video, but only because they want something from you. And the way this is most clearly seen is through giveaways. And so I have made a decision that I am never going to do a giveaway again. And I know a lot of content creators do, and it's not to shame them or say that that's bad, or this is just me personally. Now I'll tell you why. So I did a 400 subscriber giveaway, and when I announced that I was about to reach 400, I told people that every comment that you left on a video between that announcement and the time I finally hit 400 subscribers would give you an entry into the giveaway. And so it probably took 7 or 8 videos until I finally got to that 400. And there were several new people who came in and they left really seemingly like support comments. And so, of course, they got entered in the giveaway. And then as soon as the giveaway was over, they never commented on another video of mine again. And I just felt really used. Now, it cuts both ways because I was obviously trying to, in some sense, use them, right? I was trying to build engagement, build my subscriber base. And so this is why I'm not going to do giveaways anymore personally, because I shared the blame. So I can't even get mad at the grifter that much because I created the system in which they were able to do their grifting. But it just left a sour taste in my mouth because I don't mind rewarding people who really support me. But and what was really bad, I felt like that giveaway, it went to all these people who were then gone. And meanwhile, I had people who have been commenting supportively, truly supportively, since day one that didn't end up with anything. And so it just really bummed me out. The giveaways just weren't my thing. Now, I'm beating a dead horse here. I'm not saying that's the way it has to be with everyone. If you're a content creator and you do giveaways, wonderful. Some people just have a gift of giving, and maybe you just really don't care who you give to. You just like doing that. But for me, just not my thing. And then finally, you have the black pill comment. Now, the black pill comment is one that sees everything in a negative light, that everything is going wrong, whether it's with the CGC or the world, and it's all doom and gloom. And this is what actually inspired me to make this video, because one of my favorite commenters is a black pill commenter, and it's a Sequential Geek. If you go back and look at some of my other videos, you can see some pretty black pill comments. And in my last video, I talked about what would happen to the comic book market if there was the apocalypse. And then his black pill comment was like, well, the apocalypse is already here, brother. And those are really interesting comments to me. I don't fully agree with them, but they're helpful because they do, I think, bring balance into what a lot of people try to push through, I think, through comic book YouTube, where it's all positivity all the time. And everything isn't always positive. Now, the black pillar sees everything as always negative, and so I'm not there. But I think it helps balance out some of the over positivity, and so I really appreciate it, and I hope Sequential Geek appreciates the shout out here. Really do value your comments and really think about them. So again, just really interesting type comment that I thought was funny and that made me think about the different types of comments that you could have on YouTube videos. Now, how do you deal with the black pill comment? Well, you got 2 options. First of all, you can go lie in your bed, cry yourself, trying to get to sleep, waiting for oblivion to come and consume us all, or you can go outside and take a walk and look at the trees and the sky and the stars. And that is what I choose to do and encourage you to do that also. Now, tell me in the comments below, are there any types of comments that you can think of that I missed? I would love to hear from you. Like the video, and of course, if you haven't subscribed, I'd appreciate it if you consider doing so now. Thank you.